Okay, in this section we're going to talk about categories, and we actually have two types of categories in WordPress. And the first type of category we're going to look at is the type that's associated with posts. So here we have our Bicycle Club blog again, and our first post here is about a mountain bike race. Let's scroll down a little bit, and we can see that this is about a mountain bike race on President's Day, and this race actually happens at a place called Bootleg Canyon. So we see that one of our categories here is Bootleg Canyon, and the other one is races. And we actually assign these when we write our post. So if we look over in our sidebar, we see a box called Races, Rides, and Events. And these are the categories that all of our posts are associated with. Now, when we have a blog like this that has hundreds and hundreds of posts, the only way we can really keep track of them is through the use of categories. So in this case, we have races, which is a top-level category. We have 168 posts associated with this category. And underneath we have subcategories, which are actually the individual races. And in our example, off to the left, we have Bootleg Canyon, and we see we actually have 2 posts associated with Bootleg Canyon. Let's go ahead and drill down into one of our subcategories here. Let's look at the races Deer Valley and the 10 posts that are associated with it. And so as soon as we click into it, we see all of our Deer Valley race posts often in the left-hand column there. And from this we can see how incredibly important it is to have well thought out categories so we can organize the hundreds of posts that we expect to have on our blog. We're going to go into our Bike Club blog dashboard here, and we're going to go down to our main menu bar, and we're going to go over to Manage, click in on that, and then here on our secondary bar we can go into Categories, and we can see that we have our existing categories listed down here. They're in alphabetical order, and here we have our main categories, and the ones with the dash on it are actually a subcategory under the parent category. So under BMX we have Carson City, BMX, Open Ground, and all the other subcategories that are underneath the parent category. And if we scroll down a little further, we just see the more parent categories listed here. Okay, let's go ahead and add a new category. And let's click through on this, and we'll call this Road Bikes. And let's make this underneath a parent category of bikes. And we could put a description in here if we wanted to. And let's go ahead and add the category. And then if we go up here, we see at the bottom of the list we see bikes, road bikes. Let's go ahead when we refresh the screen. Let's go ahead and refresh the screen, and we should see let's go scroll up to the top here, and now when we come into this we see bikes with the subcategory of road bikes underneath. Now let's look at the other type of categories that WordPress supports, and that is link categories. So let's go back into our Manage menu here. And on the secondary menu bar we see a item called Link Categories. And when we jump into this, we see the link categories are listed in alphabetical order down here on the left. And we see that over here on the right, the number of links that are associated with each one of these categories. Now, links are just URLs to an external website that is usually related to what our blog is about, or something of interest to our blog readers. So let's go out to our Mountain Bike Club blog, and we'll see how we actually use these. We see here that we have a group of links to external sites, and they're under a category called Blog Roll. Below that, there's actually another category called DHReno Supporters with the associated links underneath that, and so on. We've got several of these link categories. So let's go back into our dashboard here into the Manage Link Category section, and let's add a new category, and let's call this Test Category. And we could make a description if we wanted to. We'll add this, and there it is. We have our new test category, and so far 0 links are associated with it. Okay, let's jump over and see how this actually applies when we add a link. Let's click into links here, and now we're in the Manage Links menu. We see all of our links down the side here. We see what the URL is, and then what category it's actually under. So let's go ahead and add a new link, and we're just going to call this test link, and we can put an address in here. Let's go let's make this yahoo.com just as an example, and we could put a category in here. Let's put this in our new test category, and there it is right there. Check that box. Then when we say save, that will create a new link for us. Let's go back in and look at our links again in the Manage section, and if we jump down here to the T's, we should see our new test link is right here, and we're actually in the test category. So in this tutorial, we've looked at the 2 different types of categories that are available to us in WordPress, and the first one we looked at were the post categories. And if we look down here, we see that we have our post categories that enable us to actually group our posts into logical categories so we can look them up much easier later. The second type of category we looked at were the link categories, and as we discovered, links are simply URLs to external sites, and this gives us the ability to group our links into logical categories so we can search those much easier. Tutorials.